And the question that I always like to start off with, boys, is where are we dropping?
Well, it looks like Tim, King Richard, they're going to be heading over towards Poverty just outside of Nope, they're going to backtrack just a little bit, and it looks like there's going to be a Banana Man in front of Tim, and Pickaxe War is going to ensue, but I believe, yeah, they're going to go ahead and double team him. That's a heck of a way to get it started. Mega, you know, kind of being a lot of the same way. A lot more metal now that you're able to get, but if you put yourself in an awkward position when you get into those build fights.
The communication starting to come forward as it looks like a nice little knock coming through from Replays. Takes a little bit of fall damage. And unfortunately, Nick A30 is down to start off this game. Still 70-plus players alive. And
you hear the communication coming out from these two guys talking about the revive. So they're going to have another opportunity for a 2v2. So luckily for them, the other team wasn't aggressive and didn't try and clean up that down. Yeah, and there you see them. They're going to be on top. I found spotted an RPG in one of the default skins' hands, and I hope that doesn't come through, and I don't think it will.
As they hear players coming from above, where to start this is. If they can survive this, this would be massive. This could also be the game right here as one player breaks in, brought to a very low amount of HP as Nick A30 goes down, and now it is up to Replays. All on him, and he falls as well. Starting off this game, a very slow start, and what a massive beginning. What a bump that must be for Tim the Tatman and King Richard, guys. It's pretty much, a lot of people have been utilizing it as a tool to get through structures, to get through builds.
I'm not a huge, oh man, Tim needs to get this, gets weak, gets dropped in return. King Richard, he's going to manage to get a knock himself. But this is an awkward situation. He's going to have a lot of shots, and ultimate high ground is to his opponents. Yep, and they're going to go ahead and push forward. Lands a nice 78 shot. Knows he has armor. I even broke the shield thanks to the sound. He's on white, so he's going to go ahead and try and chase this one. But he needs to pay attention to the storm pushing in. He has about a minute until he's back in the storm. So with that first down, that allows him to clean that one up. He does pick up the slurp as well, so I can see him pop that one and then maybe get the shadow bombs and try and either clean. Inside of the Mega Mall. Has to be careful where those structures are placed. Too close to the reboot van. It's not going to work. Cone placed up, and he's blocked. King Richard now going back for a secondary fight, trying to grab high ground, yet again denied. But just like that, takes the advantage and drops one off the start here, Taylor. You know, I love the idea, at least, that he was very conservative with his mats. A lot of players would just start building up randomly and aimlessly. And, of course, you don't expect that from King Richard. But he did a great job, you know, kind of countering the push from his opponent. And because of that, he maintains high ground, comes in with the combat shotgun, able to get another knock. You know what? Bring back the pump. That's what I kind of say. But the combat shotgun, it does have its purpose. The rate of fire plus the range on it makes it kind of crazy. And it adds, you know, a little bit more versatility to the fights that we currently see. The rate of fire alone, I think, is kind of worth it. But the pump, though, I mean, it was just so satisfying. But it is what it is. You know, Fortnite's ever-changing, ever-evolving. So I like that we're at least getting new items. Luckily for King Richard, he is near Mega Mall. So no matter what happens here, he has an escape route with those vents. But he's going to continue to pick up some downs. That one finally cleaning up the elimination. He has a couple more guys that might have possibly downed. But he's going to go and re-down that guy. That was probably somebody that got revived as he only did one shot to the head. Took him out. And King Richard's not looking to stop here, but once again, he needs to be aware of the storm, but he gets the final elimination on there, which means that's a squad wipe for King Richard. That's very, very impressive. I mean, what, to do that with the... You know, hey, Unknown Army, he's known for that ultimate low ground. He loves it, but it's a bit scrappy down there. But we're going to have to see how this fight's going to go down. But like I said, every mat that he uses, he gets ever so close to running out. Oh, so this is a big elimination. If he can somehow get it, he needs to clean it up. He needs to get these mats. He's going to be able to pick that one up, but he's already getting bombarded. Somebody's trying to get his box, throwing down the trap as well. He's doing what he can. These are some quick reactions by King Richard. The trap is also going to activate. He's still alive there for just a moment, but the numbers game was just too much. You see the frustration on King Richard's face, but to be honest, 7 kills, 7 eliminations. It's fair to say at this point, Jacob, they have the inventory to take this squad down, but the issue is that they have no idea where they're coming from. Yep, and I know the other team already has at least a combat shotgun. I think that's what I heard. So with only a scar. Oh, but he gets a nice headshot for 70 damage, quickly taking him out. Now that combat shotgun is going to be in his hands, so an opportunity to defend yourself, an opportunity for more. They get another drop, so 2 of 4 members are going to be taken out. They couldn't figure out who wanted to edit that wall at that time, so they both go. Oh, they got to be careful, though. Nades from the skies. Someone's up top in the beginning floor. Stink bombs are tossed out as well. And Replays knows he needs to get out of dodge, needs to try and escape, but so low on HP, he manages to do so, getting shot from every direction as he's down right next to the bush. And now 39 health. You're not looking good on the inventory. And on top of that, you also know, Tim, King Richard, they're picking up more eliminations themselves after pushing from Poverty into Salty. Look at Tim. Okay, with the dualies going in, going big. Managed to get it. Missed a couple shots, but he's looking all right. He's sitting at 1 elimination himself. I know King Richard got 1 as well. You got some mobility with the launch pad. They aren't enjoying it themselves. It's a powerful weapon if you connect. I just think the versatility isn't as much as the Silence SMG was.
If King Richard can start to expand upon that, looks as if he takes the structures down, now try to go back for the high ground, has that flip knock pistol in combination with the boom bow, and it does so well to take down quite a bit of the structures.
Okay.
Getting some assistance from Tim as he'll find the first knock, but many more teams still to come.
I'm seeing a little dynamic going on here. It seems as if King Richie, kind of in the back, just shooting his boom bow off. Tim going up the walls. Yes, sir. Get off that turret, he says. You love to see it. It's always a free gift whenever you see a player on the turret because you know you're getting a headshot, getting a free elimination.
Hear the W key call out as they will unfortunately take this man down with reckless abandon. As I do believe we have a third member around here, guys. Nick30 going to go ahead and vent a stick at least. Could start to diminish. It all comes down to this fight.
One good thing for him right now, he does have those stinks, and he's going to go ahead and utilize that. That's going to force the rotation from his opponent, also make him get the high ground overall. Luckily, this player is not trying to take over the high ground. It's going to be a great opportunity for Nick to come through. Yep, get an easy headshot. You're going to see another player pushing just up ahead, 70 onto the shield. Gets tagged up, not going to be worried too much. Going to go ahead and go for the full elim, but he's got to work quickly. He needs to get these eliminations so he can push out and get some more.
It looks as if fight's still breaking down here, kind of toward the factories. King Richard might have just lost high ground. Nick30 looking for a chance, looking for that window of opportunity. He might find it, takes one down from the skies, and now one more player does exist at the very highest of high ground, and this one should all be Nick30, and yes, it will. Wonderful play to take most of those players in that particular engagement, desperately trying to delude the deficit, but that storm starts to move in. We'll see how both of our teams, well, pretty much one player, and then the other two, start to try and get out of the situation.
There's still a lot of wiggle room, right, for Nick30 to make this comeback. It was looking grim off the start, but with that squad wipe puts him up to 4 elims, and he's going to continue to potentially get some more. You see King Richard as well as Tim is going to be in an engagement himself, using that tree for coverage. Smart play on his part. He's just going to kind of be the overhang for King Richard as he's pushing up. Finally, high ground. No, he actually connects the piece at the top, so high ground's not going to be connected. But you see the burst being put to good use.
It's kind of being utilized for those structures. That's the thing that we were alluding to, was pretty much that, hey, it could be utilized to pretty much just go for structure damage. And kind of playing that support role as Tim is right now in the midst of a tree is actually helping quite a bit.
Yep. And just luckily for him, he has the redeploy, so he can get down without really taking any Tim damage. So
never know. It sneaks up on you sometimes.
It's still a thing. Trust me, it's real.
But 15-7 though. Tim, King Richard, great spot. Well, we need 8 more eliminations to tie Nick30. Not really a whole lot of players left alive. Trying to utilize the trap. I think that's what, double drum guns coming up against him. And Nick30's builds are a little bit too strong, at least for now. Desperately trying to go for the high ground as he's going to meet one opponent at the very top. And it looks as if he might be able to do it as that combat shot, he's treating him oh so well. First one ends up falling, trying to go for a little bit of those structures, but no, not able to make it happen as Nick30 falls. King Richard did just before. Regardless, though, that is not going to be enough. This should be Tim, the Tapman, and King Richard who walk away with this series and advance to the next round.
And it comes down to, honestly, Fatal ended up being the area that just, I guess, was an original Friday Fortnite, typical gamer and Thieves. Where do they love to go? Over to Shifty. I want to see if they're continuing that even now.
That definitely could be something to look out for. We were given word from production. This is game number 2. Like we said, based off the frantic call-outs, the intensity, we could argue that this could be them down right now. So we're going to go and act as if this is a very crucial part. They need to win up close and personal. Svenos ends up dropping 2. This could be the 3rd, but no, brought to a low amount of HP, and they fall. I will say, those 2 knocks that he ends up finding.